Guys, welcome back. We here with another video here in the Netherlands. We got 5 things I've only seen in the Netherlands, and as an American, I'm still surprised by them. So this is pretty cool. I came across this channel pretty much just this morning. This is, let me see, Dutch Americano. So pretty cool name as well. But we finna check this out and see the 5 things you only see in the Netherlands. So y'all hit that subscribe button. Let's check it out.
Everyone, I'm Ava and I'm an American living in the Netherlands. And today I wanted to talk to you about some things that I feel like I've only seen in the Netherlands. But first, I'm going to get myself a little treat at this cute little vegan cafe down the street. So let's go.
Oh, that is a little nice. Life's
And in case you're wondering, I got myself a box full of pastel de natas. So
what
it's
is
a
that?
great day to be me.
Pastel de
Obviously,
nata.
they're not just for me and my girlfriend, they're just for me.
Okay, well, enough about the pastel de natas.
I'm the same way
which,
with
by
the
the
food.
way, were so good. I wanted to tell you about these things that I feel like either only happen in the Netherlands or only Dutch people do. And the first thing I wanted to tell you about was how in the Netherlands, as opposed to in other countries, when let's say as a tourist, you might walk into a store and then you might ask, let's say if I as an American was in Italy, I might ask the person working at the store, do you speak English? And then we would continue our conversation there because I don't speak any Italian. However, I feel like the Netherlands is one of the few, if not the only place in the world where you walk into a store and then sometimes they might ask you what language you speak so that they could communicate to you in that language. Because I feel like the average Dutch person speaks at least a few languages. Now, you might be thinking, Ava, are you...
I ain't gonna lie, I was looking, I did a language video on my other channel, and Dutch is different. I think I can learn it, though. I'm gonna try to learn Dutch and a little Swedish, though.
serious? And yes, I am. I've seen this happen where people, like Dutch people, are talking to their customers in a language that's not English and Dutch. I actually have a story to share with you about this. In the US, I actually knew someone who is this middle-aged man who looks very Dutch, this tall, very white, blonde person with blue eyes. And he told my girlfriend, we were all in the US together, my girlfriend is Dutch. So he told my Dutch girlfriend that when he was in the Netherlands, people kept thinking he was Dutch. So when he would go into stores, the people working at the store would just speak to him in Dutch. A perfectly reasonable assumption considering he looks like the stereotypical Dutch person. But then he would say, oh, I don't speak Dutch. And then they would apologize to him and say, oh no, tell me, what language do you speak so that we can speak to you in that language? And he was amazed by this, so he told us the story, and again, it stayed with me. And I've really seen this happen here in the Netherlands. I feel like some of the more common languages that Dutch people speak are German, French, and Spanish, in addition to English and Dutch. So you can pretty much get around a lot of Europe with those languages.
And I remember just early on when I started learning and doing these videos, almost every European at least know like 3 to 5, and that's probably the minimum. Like I remember somebody telling me they know like 7 or 8 languages. Like that's pretty cool. That's a lot, but that's cool.
Oh, of course, let's not forget Italian. Maybe some people know some Swedish. It really is a wide range. And I think in school you have to learn as a Dutch person, when you're kind of half a person, kid. As a Dutch kid, you need to learn English and Dutch. And then you have to take another language as well. So I think many people take French or German. Spanish, I think, is another common option. But it's also because Dutch and German are so similar that I think Dutch people kind of understand a lot of German passively anyway. So in the end, they end up speaking like 3.5 languages. I have to say that as an American, I'm of course very impressed by this because Americans speak English. We may speak some Spanish, but when we say we speak a little bit of Spanish, we're talking ¿Dónde está la biblioteca? We're not talking...
I don't even think it's that, to be honest. When some people say they speak a little bit of Spanish, they probably speak a little bit, but not enough to hold a conversation in Spanish. At least that's why I ain't gonna lie. I'll be saying that because my wife's Hispanic, and they ask me, you know Spanish? I do the basic, I can probably respond, to como estás and all that. I can respond to those things. It's certain things. But I can say I speak a little Spanish. I know a little bit.
When a Dutch person says, oh, can speak a little bit of English. And then they continue to speak in perfect, flawless English, making me, a native English speaker, look bad. Okay, so number 1 was how I was impressed by Dutch people. Number 2 is a little bit more how I was shocked by Dutch people. Because here in the Netherlands, they swear and curse just like everywhere else in the world. It is a completely unexceptional linguistic phenomenon. However, what is not unexceptional is that in the Netherlands, they swear and curse with diseases. And
What
I
that
have
mean?
to say that when I hear this out in the wild, because it is a very common occurrence, I am always a little shocked. Not because I'm a
They
prude
say it with disease. What that mean?
or anything, or I think there's anything wrong with cursing. I personally think it's a very natural way of expressing emotion, as long as you have a wide variety of range to express emotion. Basically, I think there's nothing wrong with it, but I still can't help being a little taken aback when I hear people shouting to another person, "Go get typhus or tuberculosis," and it just seems odd and a little strange. And I have to say that most of these diseases are diseases from the past. It probably is not a coincidence. It probably has some historical relationship to the present, of course. However, when people start cursing with cancer, and I think some Dutch people have expressed that to me as well, that's a more harsher level of swearing.
Dang.
So if you swear using cancer, which is something we still experience in our society, that's like really, really tough and harsh. So I am not a native user of cursing.
So they pretty much be telling people to. I didn't even know that was a swear hard. I mean, it is hard when you tell somebody go get sick and die or go get sick and get. That is pretty harsh. You got to be really mad at somebody for you to tell them that.
With diseases.
That's different.
So, and I also have never tried to do this in Dutch because it just seems wrong. It seems like I'm pretending
It's
to
different.
sound more Dutch, but like in what way? So I just don't do it. I have the F word in English, Moving on to number 3 that I personally am a big fan of, which is food that you can get out of a wall. I'm talking
I
warm
was like,
meals
food
that
out
you
of
can
a wall?
just pick out of a wall.
Man, I don't know if y'all remember when I did this video, like when I first started this channel. That's probably like this is like the first place I need to go when I go to the Netherlands. Try
and
these.
pay with your card. So basically, you walk into this place known as the Fabo. There's also the Smulders, which is another company that does the same thing. And it's basically a wall full of food items. And I could just see a food item I like a burger or a kaas soufflé, a cheese soufflé. And I can just, open this little container, grab my burger or
I
cheese
like that.
soufflé.
I wish we had some.
Clearly, can you tell that I like cheese soufflés? And then I can pay with my card and I'm good to go. All of this takes about 30 seconds. It's ridiculous how easy it is. And it has not been great when I'm wandering around, just, with a tiny, tiny hint of hunger in me. Or I just feel like having a snack. And there it is, so conveniently
And you
located
can smell
at
it.
the station or in the middle of the city. And then I just inevitably keep getting a cheese souffle. So the Fabo and the Smullers are really...
Hey, I still remember we used to have an actual mall where I live, and there was this place called Corn Dog 7. Didn't go there a lot when I was younger, but when I got older, I was like, oh, let me go. And we had another pizza place too. When I started working and had my own money, I would just be driving and just end up at the mall, and just happen to be at Corn Dog 7 or this pizza place almost every day. It happens. And see, I'm driving, so if I'm walking, let me stop by and grab something real quick. You know what I'm saying?
Popular in the Netherlands. And I have a feeling that the reason this food in the wall concept took off was because Dutch people are extremely efficient. They don't want to waste any time when they want their food. Sounds a lot like Americans, right? But then also, I feel like they also don't want to talk to people. They don't want to do small talk. They don't want to stand in line at the cash register and have to actually have an exchange. No, they just want the food. And they figured out a way to get the food without doing all the talking and standing in line. There you have it. And I feel like, how can America still be the land of fast food when in the Netherlands you have this? The next one on the list is Dutch people's feelings towards wearing a helmet while biking. they don't just have a dispreference for it because, very many people, if it was all the same, would choose not to wear a helmet, obviously. Well, maybe not obvious. Maybe some people enjoy it. Who am I to judge? But in the Netherlands, I find that very many people are almost offended by seeing a person wearing a helmet, or it's their ideology,
Safety
like
first.
not wearing a helmet. And I know many of them, if they go abroad, they struggle with this concept. But I find it particularly interesting that they feel a bit more offended in the Netherlands, because I think this comes from the fact that Dutch people are proud of their biking infrastructure, as they should be. And I think when they see people wearing helmets, it kind of like gets to them. And
for a country that bikes a lot, like you would think, no helmet, no problem. Because here in the U.S., we don't have that many bikes, at least not more bikes than people. But kids or adults are not wearing e-pass helmets and all that stuff no more. I ain't even see them sell it in the stores.
No, the roads are safe. Why are you wearing a helmet? Whereas, an American might just be like, I don't know, because I like safety and I want to stay alive. But Dutch people feel like there are things more important than that. Yeah, so for me, the only place I've seen someone actually comment negatively on someone wearing a helmet has been in the Netherlands. So that is how this point got on the list. And the last thing I wanted to share with you today also has to do with bikes, and in particular, bike parking. Because so many people ride their bikes to certain hotspots, like the station, you will actually see very interesting ways of parking your bike. I was amazed when I saw bike parking stations where you had to put your bike on top of another.
Oh, I've seen those.
I mean,
yeah.
We've all seen like car garages where...
There's some big bikes. Dang, that would have took all my strength right there, putting them up there.
Park your car sort of on top of each
high.
other. But here, they do that with bikes. And also, you have to do it yourself, which I found quite intimidating in the beginning. And
might be hard for short people.
Still do. I've only done this at Utrecht Centraal, where I've parked my bike on top of another. And it was quite an experience. I had to pull down this like metal thing, and then I had to get my bike, which is this honestly quite heavy Oma-fiets, which is like a grandma bicycle, but basically it's very heavy. It's not one of these like light mobile.
Yeah, they do be
bikes.
heavy.
It's a heavy contraption. And I had to take that heavy contraption and put it on top of another contraption and then slide it up. And Dutch people seem to do this in the matter of just seconds. And I'm in the bicycle stall.
So you need upper body strength for this.
Just doing it very quickly. And when I did this for the first time, I was there. It's like, okay, I'm going to pretend I'm just like everybody else. Clearly not. And then, there I was struggling. But then comes the part where once your bike is on this contraption that you're then supposed to like push it. And then it just stays on top of the other bike. And when I successfully did it, I think I did it right. I was amazed because I just like was able to put this huge heavy bike on top of another bike. And yep, I feel like, is it just me who's kind of intimidated by this? Although I will say after I've done it, it just doesn't seem too bad. But I wonder if Dutch people have feelings and thoughts about this. So if you are Dutch and watching this, let me know in the comments down below. So those are a few things that I've only seen in the Netherlands or only seen Dutch people do. Of course, big disclaimer, I haven't been everywhere, but I thought it was still interesting that I hadn't noticed these things before coming to the Netherlands. Now, if you feel like there's something else that I've left out, please let me know in the comments down below.
No, this was interesting. This was definitely interesting. The bike you're going to have some upper body strength depending on where you going and have to do that. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. I'm that type. When I go to the store, I'm looking for a parking spot close up anyway. So I'm driving around trying to find that spot. There are sometimes I gotta park way, way far, just to get a parking spot. But yeah, you gotta have that upper body strength. The cursing people for sickness, that's wild. Like, how mad do you have to be at a person to wish sickness upon them? That would be wild right there. Dang. Definitely couldn't tolerate that. But all in all, these are definitely some interesting things that probably would surprise me as an American. But I enjoyed this. I made sure I subscribe. She had another video that I seen pop up at the top. I'm gonna have to check out as well. But that's all that I have for this video. Y'all let me know what you think in the comments below. Hit that subscribe button and y'all be blessed, be the best, and be you. I'm out.